When you purchase an editable button design from American Button Machines, you'll have a professional design ready for you to update with your own custom text and graphics. After downloading one of these editable designs, you'll want to load the design file into Build-A-Button version 6.0 or later so you can customize your button design. Let's take a look at the process. The first step is to upload the button design file that you downloaded from American Button Machines. To do so, simply click the Upload button toward the top right of Build-A-Button. That will bring up a dialog where you can select the file. This is a specialized text file that contains all the information needed for your editable design. So I'll go ahead and click Choose Files, and then I'll navigate to the folder where I have saved that downloaded design. It's the text file right here, so I can click to select that file and then click the Open button. I'll then click the Upload button to actually upload that design, and once the file is uploaded, you can see that I have my design ready to work with. I'll go ahead and zoom in just a little bit so I can get a larger look. And at this point, the first thing you'll want to do is get familiar with the layers. If the Layers panel is collapsed, you can simply click in order to expand and take a look at the various layers that were used to create the design. Here, for example, there's an image layer. You can turn off the visibility of any layer by clicking on the eye icon, which is useful for determining which layer is which. So, for example, I'll click to turn off this layer, and we can see that it is the American flag image in the background. So I can toggle that back to visible. I'll then turn off the visibility for the next layer, and you can see that that is the larger framing graphic. And then we have several text layers. So the bottommost of these layers is the year down at the bottom of the button design. Directly above that is the layer for the For President text in this case. And the topmost layer is the name of the candidate. And so again, we can toggle the visibility of those layers on and off to determine which layer is which. Now I'm ready to customize my button design, and first I'd like to add my own graphic. As you'll recall, I have a background image that is the American flag, as well as an overall framing image, and I'd like to insert in between those a photo of my candidate. In order to do that, first I'll go over on the left side and choose Photos, and since I have a photo of my own that's ready to place into my button design, I'll click the Upload Your Photo button. I can then click the Choose Files button and navigate to the location where I've saved the image. In this case, it's the PNG image file you see here, so I'll select that and then click Open. I can then click the Upload button in order to upload that image, and then it will be automatically placed into my design. As you can see, the image is a little bit large for my button design, and it's also not in the right order among my layers. I need to move it down lower in the layer stack. And so over on the Layers panel, I can click on the Move icon and drag downward. So I'll go ahead and place this image, for example, down below all of the text layers, but I need to go one layer further so that my eagle image, in this case, appears in between the other two image layers. So I'll drag downward one more time in order to position the eagle in the right layer order. But of course it's still a little bit too large, so I'll simply grab one of the handles at the outer edge, in this case the top left corner, maybe drag upward from the bottom right corner, and then I could fine-tune the positioning for that image using the arrow keys on the keyboard. Maybe I'll make the image just a little bit smaller and nudge it over to the right a little bit more. Now I'm ready to edit my text, and so I'll go up to the top of my Layers panel that shows me those three text layers. You'll recall that the bottom of the three text layers is the year down at the bottom, and so I could click on that text layer, and that will reveal my text controls over on the left side so that I could, for example, update the year for this particular text layer. Above that is the For President text, and so as needed I could make changes to that text as well. And then finally the topmost text layer is the candidate's name, and so I'll go ahead and make a change in this case. So I can update the text in the edit field, and then of course adjust the various text attributes. So perhaps I would adjust the font size, for example, or fine-tune any of the other settings for that text. Once I'm happy with my customized button design, I can certainly preview the effect. I'll go ahead and click the Preview and Share button, and that will bring up a preview of my design in an actual button layout. I can choose among a variety of different button types, for example, a magnet versus a pinback, and I can even download that preview file. I'll click the Download button, and then I could specify a file name for my preview and click the Download button, and that file will be downloaded to my computer so that I could share it with others online, for example. I'll go ahead and click the X at the top right of the preview window, and then we can take a look at the Save options. And there are two key ways that you might want to save your design. The first is to save an editable design file so that you could always re-upload this finished design and make changes to it if needed. So I'll click the Save and Print button up at the top right, and then I can click Save to Edit so that I can create a file that I can later upload to edit. I'll just call this Edited Button, for example, and then I can click the Save button, and once that button is processed, I can click Download File in order to download that updated version of my button design. And again, I can use the Upload feature to upload that button design in the future if I need to make changes. And then finally, I'll want to prepare my button design to be printed. So once again, I'll click the Save and Print button and then choose the option to save to print. I can choose whether I'm using a punch cutter or a die cutting press, in this case a die cutting press, and so there the layout is created automatically. For a punch cutter or circular cutter, I can also specify the number of images to put on a single page. So I'll leave this set to die cutting press in this case and click OK. And then I can choose the file format that I want to use, a PDF document, a JPEG image, or a PNG image. So I'll use the PDF document format and simply click OK. I can specify a name, so I'll say Button to Print, for example, and then click the Save button. And again, once the processing is complete, I can click the Download File button in order to download that print-ready artwork. If we take a look at my desktop, you'll see that sure enough, I've saved those various files. So I have my preview file that I can use to share my button design with others. I have my edited button text, which I can upload if I need to further edit my button. And I have that PDF document that I saved with my print-ready artwork for my customized button design.